The first award is the Outstanding Logistics Support Unit of the Year, sponsored by Army Aviation Association of America. It is the 127th Aviation Support Battalion, Combat Aviation Brigade, 1st Armored Division, Fort Bliss, Texas. Accepting the award is Commander Lieutenant Colonel Kyle M. Hogan and Command Sergeant Major Gloria J. Kane.
Over the past 12 months, the 127th Aviation Support Battalion of the 1st Armored Division Combat Aviation Brigade epitomized what it means to provide logistical support to Army aviation. They supported 5 different combat aviation brigades in 4 different geographic locations through communications, distribution, transportation, and maintenance for both air and ground equipment. Additionally, they folded and air-loaded helicopters for 2 different brigades and conducted railhead operations for 1st Armored Division CAB forces deploying to Europe. They also completed 9-phase maintenance operations for 4 different airframes, exceeding the Department of the Army standard for timeliness and allowing the 1st AD CAB to maintain a fully mission-capable average in excess of 80% for the past 10 months. The 127th ASB augmented 3 combat training center rotations and deployed to Poland in support of Exercise Anaconda 16. Always ready to do what was necessary to get aircraft back into the fight, the unit truly lived up to its name, the Workhorse Battalion. The outstanding performance of the soldiers of the 127th ASB clearly identify them as the 2016 Army Aviation Association of America's Outstanding Logistics Unit of the Year.
First off, General Sinclair, Quad A, Tennessee Valley Chapter, thank you so much for your hospitality this week. First-class organization, so thanks for the support. Secondly, on behalf of the soldiers of the Workhorse Battalion, their professionalism, dedication to mission accomplishment, and sweat equity are the reason we received this award. So Sergeant Major Kane and myself accept that humbly on their behalf. Thank you.
Also in attendance with us today is Sergeant Major Kane's daughter, Kaylin Kane. Would you please stand to be recognized? The next award will be the Material Readiness Award for a contribution by an industry team, group, or special unit. This is sponsored by Army Aviation Association of America. The winner is Safran Helicopter Engines Lakota Team, Grand Prairie, Texas. Accepting the award is Mr. Chris Spear, Vice President, Military and Government Support.
Safran Helicopter Engines, formerly Turbomeca, has worked to ensure that the UH-72 Alpha Lakota fleet is successful following the announcement from Army Aviation regarding the Aviation Restructuring Initiative. Part of the ARI directed Fort Rucker, Alabama to divest the TH-67 aircraft and replace it with 187 UH-72 Lakota helicopters. Working with the UH-72 Lakota Industry Prime and government representatives, Safran HE set conditions for success during the ongoing transition. 6 months prior to the first flight students sitting in the front of a Lakota training aircraft, Safran HE had a team of employees on site to support the Fort Rucker training fleet. Working with Airbus Helicopter Incorporated, Army Fleet Support, and the installation, Safran HE staffed Fort Rucker with a site manager, 2 field support representatives, and a logistics rep. To date, the dedicated employees of Safran HE have supported 103 new training aircraft, 14,000 hours flown, and processed countless maintenance requisitions in support of the future of Army aviation. The outstanding performance of Safran Helicopter Engines identifies them as the winner of the 2016 Army Aviation Association of America's Material Readiness Award for a contribution by an industry team, group, or special unit.
Good morning to General Sinclair and the rest of the National Board. Thank you for this recognition. On behalf of all the employees of Safran Helicopter Engines USA over in Dallas, we remain committed to the relationship and empowering the future generations of Army aviators. Thank you.
The Material Readiness Award for a contribution by a major contractor, sponsored by Army Aviation Association of America. The winner is the Boeing Company, Huntsville, Alabama. Mr. Tim Sathenrath, CEO, and Ms. Crystal Rice, Program Manager, Boeing and Site Lead, Corpus Christi Army Depot, will accept the award.
The Boeing Company strives for exceptional logistic support and material readiness to the United States Armed Forces. As part of the Vertical Lift Sustainment Division, the Corpus Christi Army Depot, or CCAD, Technical Engineering Logistics Support Services Program, exemplifies Boeing's support to Army aviation readiness, CCAD mission success, and the Army soldier. The CCAD program is responsible for inventory management and technical support as an integrated logistics service to CCAD. During the period August 1st of 2015 through July 31st, 2016, the CCAD team significantly exceeded the material supportability target of 95% at the average rate of 99%, realized cost savings of more than $30 million, as well as achieved favorable impact to fleet readiness with innovative integrated logistics solutions to reduce the repair turnaround time by over 545 days. These successes can be attributed to proprietary demand forecasting and inventory optimization, proactive collaboration with the U.S. government counterparts, collaborative supply chain management, focusing on velocity improvements in the repair cycle, leveraging world-class global supply networking, a focus on operational improvements across Boeing and supplier networks, and OEM product knowledge to create innovative solutions. The Boeing Company has truly earned the 2016 Army Aviation Association of America's Material Readiness Award for a contribution by a major contractor.
I would like to thank Quad A, the National Board, the Tennessee Valley Chapter for inviting us here. I would also like to thank Crystal Rice, her team on the ground at CCAD, and the teams both in Philly and Mesa that support that. Truly at CCAD, it is a partnership and a very, very collaborative environment. We focus on the aviation warfighter just as the commander at CCAD does. So while there are a lot of metrics that we've exceeded, the metric we really are looking at is making sure that CCAD can do the mission that they're given by the aviation community to support those warfighters. So I think that's the secret sauce. The other thing I'm very proud of this team is being the lever that CCAD is able to pull to bring to bear the industrial base of Boeing to any problem that Corpus Christi Army Depot has to solve, whether that be in material, engineering, or product knowledge. So thank you very much. We really, really, really appreciate the award. Thank you.
The Material Readiness Award for a contribution by a small business, sponsored by Army Aviation Association of America. This year's recipient is Gold Training and Consultants Incorporated from Kankakee, Illinois. Receiving the award is Mr. Gregory Dorsey, the CEO.
Founded as a small business in 2013 by President and CEO, retired Army Command Sergeant Major Gregory Dorsey, Gold Training and Consultants Incorporated was instrumental in the new equipment training success for the Enhanced Medium Altitude Reconnaissance Surveillance System, or EMARS. Goal Incorporated provided the EMARS prime contractor, the Boeing Company, with a training analysis that led to the development and implementation of 3 separate computer-based training solutions. These learner-centric, one-of-a-kind desktop trainers, established by Michael Bryant, Goal's chief software engineer, enabled over 100 U.S. Army aviation soldiers from the 224th and 15th Aerial Exploitation Battalions, the Army Aviation and Army Intelligence Schools of Excellence, Tobyhanna Army Depot, and the Director of Evaluations and Standardization, DES, the ability to teach themselves how to operate new complicated technical advances at their own pace in a self-correcting simulation environment. Goal's computer-based training solutions prepare soldiers to become proficient in learning some of the most complicated electronic and avionics systems responsibilities on the MC-12S aircraft. Goal Incorporated's accomplishments identify them as the winner of the 2016 Army Aviation Association of America's Material Readiness Award for a contribution by a small business.
Quad A, General Sinclair, distinguished visitors, thank you very much. All of my peer air warriors, I really appreciate your recognition in this award. GOEL was started out of a simple idea to make things easier, smarter, and faster. We want to bridge that commander's intent to success. So on behalf of my team at GOEL, thank you very much.
The Army Aviation Association of America Unmanned Aircraft Systems Soldier of the Year Award, sponsored by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems Incorporated, represented by Mr. Chris Seat, Senior Vice President of Programs. This year's recipient is Sergeant First Class Quentin J. Shelley, Commander, F Company, 227th Aviation Regiment, Fort Hood, Texas.
From September of 2015 through August of 2016, Sergeant First Class Quentin Shelley served as the standardization instructor operator for Foxtrot Company 227th Aviation Regiment, 1st of the 127th Attack Reconnaissance Battalion, 1st Air Cav Brigade. During this time, he displayed immense knowledge and keen tactical abilities as a top UAS soldier within the United States Army. His contributions not only improved the company's UAS operators, but have furthered the expanded role that UAS will play in battles to come. He never settled for the status quo and constantly strove to provide not only more support to ground forces, but also a better quality of support. He trained and utilized Foxtrot 227's 42 operators to meet or exceed every mission that they were tasked with, and utilized lessons learned to better the unit and the Army. His achievements are demonstrated by the company's successful completion of over 10,000 combat flight hours, 398 autonomous Hellfire engagements, and 93 remote designations with coalition partners. These accomplishments have directly led to strategic-level success in Operation Inherent Resolve, including recapturing of Ramadi and Fallujah. Sergeant First Class Shelley's achievements clearly identify him as the Army Aviation Association of America's 2016 Unmanned Aircraft Systems Soldier of the Year.
First off, I'd like to thank my wife for being here, General Sinclair, and all of Quad A. And then, obviously, as it was said, I'd like to thank Fox 227. If it wasn't for the soldiers, we wouldn't have the success, and I wouldn't be here standing in front of you guys today. So without the soldiers of Fox 227, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you very much.
Also joining us today is Sergeant First Class Shelley's wife, Shannon Shelley. Please stand to be recognized. The Army Aviation Association of America Unmanned Aircraft Systems Unit of the Year Award, sponsored by Textron Systems, represented by Mr. Mike Hahn, Senior Business Development Director, Unmanned Systems. This year's winner is Echo Company, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne. Accepting today is Commander, instead of Commander Major Jared Nolan. He is represented with Captain Joshua Durham and also Senior NCO First Sergeant Jose Fontanez.
Echo Company, 160th SOAR, supported overseas operations throughout the past year with an overwhelming 1,190 missions, 12,527 flight hours, and over 24,500 maintenance hours in support of Operations Freedom Sentinel, Inherent Resolve, and Special Operations Command Africa. The company conducted these intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and close air support missions in support of Special Operations Forces and was directly responsible for the removal of key enemy personnel and equipment across areas of operation. In addition to conducting precision flight and maintenance operations in support of Special Operations Forces, Echo Company was able to complete their home station move across the country from Fort Huachuca, Arizona to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, while simultaneously supporting 2 combat locations. Echo Company also moved one of its locations overseas across 2 continents to support a dynamic retasking and was able to begin operations within just 30 days of notification. The tireless efforts and undeniable results of Echo Company 160th SOAR airborne soldiers over the past 12 months have truly earned them the recognition as the 2016 Army Aviation Association of America's Outstanding Unmanned Aircraft System Unit of the Year.
General Sinclair, Quad A, distinguished guests. On behalf of the soldiers of Echo Company, 2nd Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, First Sergeant Fontanez and myself would just like to say we are truly honored and humbled to accept this award. The accomplishments you just heard from the men and women of the Pale Horse has not come without great sacrifice, and for an organization like this to take time to recognize them is it's very special. So we thank you very much.
Also joining us today is First Sergeant Fontanez's wife, Barbara. Please stand for recognition. The Army Aviation Fixed Wing Unit Award, sponsored by Flight Safety International, represented by Mr. Kerry Lambert, Director of Standards. This year's winner is United States Army Priority Air Transport, USAPAT, Joint Base Andrews, Maryland. Accepting the award is Lieutenant Colonel Heather Mackey and First Sergeant Christopher Brown.
As the Army's executive aircraft fleet and proponent for C-37 and C-20 Gulfstream program, the United States Army Priority Air Transport sustained a 100% success rate in missions spanning 28 countries, operating in some of the harshest environmental conditions in the world, to include combat theaters. This monumental accomplishment is attributed to outstanding safety and standardization team who are the most technically savvy aviators in our Army today, sound leader development programs, first-class leader and technical training through corporate vendors, along with an excellent in-depth battalion training program, and 2 world-class contract maintenance programs. The efforts of this remarkable team of aviation professionals enabled the unit to flawlessly execute over 470 missions, comprised of 2,200 sorties and 4,218 accident-free flying hours, including 130 combat hours on 6 continents this past year. The USAPAT team is frequently lauded for their superior aviation expertise and mission support, which directly enabled senior leaders to execute operations supporting strategic, operational, and diplomatic goals vital to the United States' national interests around the world. The character, competence, and commitment of USAPAT aircrews are unmatched in Army aviation and identify USAPAT as the 2016 Army Aviation Association of America's Fixed Wing Unit of the Year.
Brigadier General Sinclair, Quad A, and the Tennessee Valley Chapter, we truly appreciate your hospitality and welcoming us for this award. Flight Safety, we also appreciate you sponsoring this award. First Sergeant Brown and I are absolutely honored to be here to represent such a fine group of soldiers, and we understand that as any command team, we are only as good as our soldiers are, and they work hard and diligently every single day, so it is truly an honor to represent them. And we are part of a larger team as well. We have 2 phenomenal maintenance contracts, Gulfstream and L3, along with a phenomenal support structure across the Army with PM Fixed Wing, with HRC sponsoring our nominative process, and DAMO AV supporting us all along the way. So we really understand that it's much broader than us. We most assuredly appreciate this award today, and we are absolutely honored to be here. Thank you.
Also in attendance with us today is Lieutenant Colonel Mackey's husband, Doug Lane, and First Sergeant Brown's wife, Catherine. Please stand to be recognized. As a representative